The moratorium on evictions during the pandemic was meant to protect renters, but these families say landlords are exploiting loopholes, leaving them without a home.
While a bloke is down, kick him in the guts.
I don't think we should have the loopholes in the regulations.
If we were hit with one challenge, that would be okay, but they just keep coming. I think that's the hardest.
They're the Aussies already struggling and the blows just keep coming.
Would you like to have this kind of threat to be evicted while you're sick?
Renters hit with eviction notices when they can least afford it.
He is vulnerable, not just vulnerable, he is invalid, as you can see, and he is so immunocompromised.
Victor and Blythe Ho have called this Gold Coast rental property home for 2 years, but now they're scrambling to find somewhere else to live after receiving an unexpected eviction notice at the height of COVID-19.
He just wants us out because I think he just wants the property sold and get his money.
The house quickly sold. They were told to vacate by early September.
Moving is one thing. Being able to find a place to move to under my health condition is another question.
The couple thought they'd be protected by the moratorium on evictions, or at least be shown some compassion, given Victor's poor health and that Blythe is an intensive care nurse.
The point is this, is that there has to be a leeway on both sides to be able to compromise so that there's a win-win situation.
There were 2 new grounds introduced in Queensland for landlords to end tenancies as part of the COVID protections.
Penny Carr is the CEO of Tenants Queensland.
Those grounds allowed a tenancy to be ended even during the fixed term if the owner said that the property needed to be prepared for sale. The second ground was if the landlord or their family wanted to move into the property. Now, that didn't allow it to be ended during the fixed term agreement.
The Murray family had been living in this 4-bedroom home on the Gold Coast since last October, but in June they were notified by the real estate agent they had 2 months to get out.
Apparently the owner was in financial distress and needed to reoccupy the property.
In this case, both the landlord and tenants are experiencing financial hardship. Josh, a carpenter, lost his income as soon as the pandemic hit.
It's been pretty tough. We've been living pretty basic.
Wife Jackie is a carer for daughter Jazz, who has autism and a rare genetic disorder.
We don't receive rent assistance. I receive carers payment and family tax.
Josh and Jackie asked their landlord for a rent reduction, but it was denied, causing them to fall behind for the first time by a month's rent.
How can we come up with that sort of money? We've had to dip into super what little we had.
The Murray's matter went before Queensland's Civil Administrative Tribunal in July. It ruled in favour of the landlord, ordering that the residential tenancy agreement between the parties be terminated on the grounds of excessive hardship by the lessor. With nowhere to go, Josh was forced to transform this old school bus into a home for all 6 of them to live.
It's build this bus, get it done, or we would be on the street.
It's predicted the situation is only going to get worse in Queensland, with the government confirming it will end the residential tenancy eviction moratorium on September 29. Combined with a tapering off of income support, it's feared there'll be a rise in homelessness.
In the very least, we think that the evictions moratorium should be extended and go till the end of the year.
In New South Wales, the moratorium on evictions has just been extended to March next year. It means it joins Victoria, South Australia and Western Australia, while in the ACT, the moratorium will end next month.
People need money to live on. They can't pay 100% of their income in rent.
Victor and Blythe are still looking for somewhere to live. The Murrays will be able to keep their bus on a friend's property for free for the next few months.